Hey, hello everyone, it's Don Bain, the Gadget Professor. Tonight we have an interesting program. It is on the Blue, those are the people who make the great quality microphones, the Blue MoFi headset. Stay tuned.
He's got the toys. He's got showmanship. And he's got sex appeal. Ladies and gentlemen, from the great Southwest, here's the guru of gadgets, the dapper and dashing Don Bain, the Gadget Professor. Gadget Professor.
Hey, hello everyone, it's Don Bain, the Gadget Professor. Thank you so much for tuning in. Tonight we have an interesting episode for you. We're actually on show 218, and I'm going to review the Blue, and those are the people, as I said, who make the phenomenal microphones. They also make what's called a MoFi headset, and this is the jumbo box that it comes in. I'm going to be reviewing this, and you'll want to stay tuned for that. So thank you so much for tuning in. We come up with a new Gadget Professor show every Thursday evening. I try to bring you a combination of news, sometimes hacking news. I always have free software, free apps for Windows, your Mac, your iPhone, whatever, and we always have a quote, a gadget of the day. So thank you so much for tuning in. If you want to get to the Gadget Professor, of course, the easiest way is just go to iTunes or go to thegadgetprofessor.com, and you can tune in and watch us. We're on pretty much every platform that there is, so just Google the Gadget Professor show and you'll certainly find us. Also, if you go onto the website, you'll just want to go on the right-hand side there, and right in the middle of the screen, right here, actually it's down a little bit more, right here, where it says newsletter. If you just click that and put in your email address, you will get the show notes every Thursday night as soon as the show is over. And basically what that is a synopsis of everything that we've discussed on the show, so you don't have to take notes. You can just sit back and relax and watch the show. If you get the show notes, which is totally free, you can just click on any of the hot links there and it will take you to the specifics that we discuss. So make sure you sign up. Make sure you sign up for the free newsletter. Also, you can email me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at thegadgetprofessor@gmail.com, thegadgetprofessor@gmail.com, and I certainly try to answer all my email, and I appreciate it. We had one person write in last week that they'd like to see a review of a dash cam, and that's in process, and hopefully we'll have that in a few weeks for you. So the other thing you might want to do, if you like, is check out our website, our Facebook page, of course, and we have all kinds of things on that. I posted a picture, I think yesterday, of my thermometer outside that showed it at 118 degrees here in Scottsdale. It's pretty hot. And also, if you'd like to follow us on Twitter, that would be @GadgetProfessor, and I tweet all day long about gadgets. What else? Anything that's new, you will see on my tweets. And also, if you go to my Rebel Mouse page, that's rebelmouse/Gadget Professor. If you subscribe to that, you're going to get every single gadget as it comes out, and you'll see a picture of it. And this is where I get a lot of my information because I know it's brand new. So definitely check out the Rebel Mouse page. Now, speaking of brand new, I just got this today, maybe an hour ago before I went on air now, and this is really something. This is what's called a CPAP device. And if anybody has sleep apnea, and I think that's the disease of the day, I know I had it, my father has it, my son has it, my sister has it, I can go on, and it's not a pleasant thing. So essentially what you end up with is a device that when you go to bed at night, you typically would fill this up with water in a little container, and you put long hose that reaches back into the machine. Some people use a mask, some people use what's called nose pillows, and what it does is it actually forces air so that you don't have to strain to breathe. In any event, this is a miraculously brand new item that's just come out, and I don't even know if it's available yet. I think they're in fundraising for it, but wow, what an amazing concept. This gentleman actually has invented a CPAP machine that's small enough that this is what it is. It actually will fit in your nose, and you don't need the machine, and it can fit in your pocket. And there it is. It looks phenomenal. What a great idea. And it went on to tell how this guy named Stephen Marsh invented it. It's a fascinating story. I don't want to take up too much time with it, but if if you really want to read how people engineer and come up with ideas, this is a fascinating article, and I will have it on the show notes for you. And if you have sleep apnea or know someone that does, you'll definitely want to read this. And I got to find out more about it myself and see. I don't know if they're available yet. I think they might have a couple test ones, but I'm pretty sure they're in crowdfunding. In any event, check that out. Now, another item that I happened to see today on my Rebel Mouse page was this Google's new online hub. It's called OnHub. It's costing $200. It's not out yet. They say August 31st, but it's a Wi-Fi router and a smart home hub. Now, what does this look like? Looks like an Echo to me. Looks really like an Echo. So, of course, they give you a big wind-up about what it's going to be and what it's going to do. I watched the video on it, and the video was just a lot of fluff. It really didn't tell me how it's going to help me in any way, shape, or form. It will support Bluetooth, Bluetooth 4, which certainly the Echo does not have any Bluetooth capability. So I am reluctant to buy one. If they want to send me one to test out, I'll be delighted to do that. But I got to wait a couple weeks so they come out. So I'll keep you posted on that. So let's get into some free apps today. This one is really nice. I think you're going to like it. This is available on your iPhone and the iTunes Market, and also your Google Play Store on the Android system. It's called Hooks. And what it is, it's alerts and notifications for everything imaginable. I think they have over 1 million items that you could choose from, and basically get notifications about things you care about. Hooks has been featured on the Apple Store as the best of new apps. Hook wants to send you a notification for anything that's important to you. So this actually will feed search engine information. You can get search engine notifications on any topic that you desire. It will notify you of specific actions, a favorite or a retweet with a notification, redesigned timeline, so on and so forth. And it gives you some examples. It shows you a pictorial and pretty much anything you want to be reminded of or you want to be told about when something new happens. This app will do it, and it's totally free, and it essentially hooks into everything imaginable. So definitely take a peek at this. I think you're going to find it very, very, very useful. I just loaded it on my phone, and I haven't had a chance to really see how it works, but from what I've read and from the reviews, this is really cool. And how can you beat the price? It's free. Yeah. All right. Here is it's not an app, but this is some service that I don't know if people are aware of. It's called Deal of the Day. And every day Amazon has a deal where they're going to give you a great discount. And I never know, or you never know, what they're going to have. But each day in your email, if you sign up for this service, it's called Deal of the Day. Just Google Amazon, Google Amazon Deal of the Day, and you'll be able to subscribe to this. I will have it in the show notes today. They had a 32 gigabyte unlocked Amazon Fire phone, a bundle, Prime of course, and it was from $10 to $169. Of course, the Amazon Fire phone was a complete flop, so I can understand why they would want to give you a great deal on it, but whatever. Okay, this next app is pretty cool. It's called PrintStation, and it's made by HammerMill, and it's good for basically any kind of computer that you have. If you want to print out a collage or a proof sheet, this is the app that will do it. So PrintStation is a professional photo catalog software that creates proof sheets, printed albums, index files, collages, photo documentations, passport photos, and more. It allows you to print multiple pictures or multiple pages with custom layouts along with a header and footer, text-inclusive automatic macros at the touch of a button. So essentially what this will do is it will allow you to take any size print paper, 8.5 by 11, 8 by 10, whatever it may be, and instead of printing a small picture, you now can load it up with pictures any size that you want, or print as many pictures as you want on that one sheet of paper. So it's totally free. You can configure whatever rows or columns or cells that you want, similar to a spreadsheet, and then just drop your picture in it and print. So this is a very cool app and totally free, and you may want to take a look at it. I'm sorry, it is only for Windows. I don't know if I misspoke there, but it is only a Windows app, so I want to make that clear. So check that out, and I think that you will definitely like it. And now, a lot of people are using basically Google Drive, and now they have a plugin, totally free, that will allow you to integrate anything you have with Microsoft Office. So it's an actual plugin that you just download and put on your browser. So you'll want to check that out if you use Google Drive a lot. I use this, and it's a very convenient software, and I didn't realize that a lot of people don't even know it exists. So check that out. It's basically made for the Google Drive that will integrate with the Microsoft Office. Now, this app is fantastic. This app is for the Droid system and your iOS system, totally free. It's made by HammerMill, and it's called PrintHammerMill. And what this will do is essentially it will allow you to print whatever's on your cell phone, whatever's on your smartphone. So if you want to print a web page, if you want to print an email, you want to print a map, whatever it is that's on your phone, and it also gives you the ability to drill down and drag in files from Dropbox or whatever the case may be. You don't need a printer that you basically have to connect through Airlink or something like that. As long as you have a Wi-Fi printer, this will actually locate the printer for you and allow you to print whatever's on your smartphone. So with PrintHammerMill, your print photos, contacts, and web pages, and many other apps, including Mail, Safari, and Notes, allow you to copy something and paste it to the PrintHammerMill for printing. So it's version 1.62, and you can actually see the menu here. It's quite robust, so any photos that you have in your smartphone, web pages, email, contacts, you can cut and paste, and Facebook, you can print out. So it's very simple to use. It's 100% free, and I highly recommend it because it's free and it works. Best of all, it works. I was looking for an app like this, and a lot of them charge you for the app or charge you for the service. The app will be free, but the service to actually do the printing costs, $8 a month or $12 a month, whatever. This app is totally free and it works well, so check that out. And now, folks, it's time for the gadget of the day. And this is a real beauty. I have to tell you, I have quite a few headsets. I probably have 10 different headsets. Why? One, I like headsets, and two, depending upon what I'm doing, if I'm broadcasting like at CES or NAB, I want a different type of headset. If I'm just listening into a broadcast and I'm on a microphone and I just have to listen in, then I'll use a different type of headset. I also have a couple different headsets that I use for listening to music, and certain headsets give me better fidelity than others. Certain are better for jazz, for blue. It is a wide variation. So this particular headset is made by Blue, and Blue is a company, in case you don't know, that is known for extremely high quality and absolutely beautiful microphones. I do have several of them, and someday I'm just going to do a program on Blue microphones, but they're actually works of art, and the sound quality is impeccable. So these folks are now making headsets, and this is the first one that they've made, and it's called MoFi. And basically what this is it's a powered high-fidelity headset, and it's unlike any other technology that's out there. They've essentially redesigned the headset, and it's kind of interesting, I'll tell you that. So what comes with this? I will do an unboxing. This is the box, and it's very elegant. Everything that Blue makes is in a very elegant packaging. This is a kind of a bluish green package, very large package because the headsets are very large. And basically, I unboxed it already. And here's the headsets. This is the empty box, and this is what the headset actually looks like. Now, of course, in the box, you're going to get the headset. You're going to get an instruction book that looks like this, and the warranty information is in the back of the booklet. Several languages. It runs you through everything that you need to know, which I'll show you about the headsets. And it gives you, it's kind of a suede bag for the price of the headsets, which you'll get to at the end of the show. I would expect a little bit more. They are, it's basically kind of felt suede. I think it's suede. It's not going to protect the headset, really. It should have been more of a hard case, but I'm not going to worry about that. In any event, here's the headset, and you can see that the ergonomics of it are totally different from pretty much every other headset that's out there. They've changed the design, and if you actually go onto their webpage, this is called MoFiHeadphones.com, and again, it will be in the show notes, and it's made by Blue. But what it says is MoFi is the first headphone that combines a built-in audiophile amplifier and an insanely great sound drivers for a truly mind-blowing listening experience, and that is absolutely the case. And what they have done is they've actually put an amplifier and audio drivers in this that senses what kind of music you're listening to and adjusts accordingly, but it goes beyond that. So let's take a look at the ergonomics. You can see it's a very sleek design, and what's interesting about it is you can move the headset up or down, obviously on both sides, and adjust for pretty much any size head that you have, which I've never seen a vertical drop in the actual headsets themselves. So that's pretty interesting. The top is a very strange design to me, but it's functional. There's two, I'll call them tension levers. There's probably something in between here. I don't know if it's elastic or what. It's kind of hard to tell because it's covered up, but the tension on this is pretty strong. And when they initially went on my head, it felt like my head was in a vise. However, that said, the cushion on this is about 1.5 inches, maybe even 2 inches thick. So the padding on this feels wonderful, and after a minute or two, you don't even know that you have them on. They're that comfortable. And the ability for you to, again, adjust the headsets to the size of your head significantly helps in the comfort and the ergonomics of it. Now, one thing that they did that is pretty clever is on the back. I don't know if you could see it because of the lighting here. Again, I'm not in the studio, but there's a little dial here, and what you can do is you can dial the compression of how tight or loose these head cones will feel on your head. So this is what it looks like, and then if I go on the back, I can actually turn that dial and tighten them or loosen them based on my comfort zone. Also, I can lift these up, which is uncomfortable, or I can just adjust them so they just fit my head or your head perfectly. So they are quite comfortable. They're not real light, but I'll tell you a little bit more about that. Now, what also comes with the kit is an adapter, obviously, to make this a phone plug. It's a typical 1/8 inch jack that comes with it, and it comes with 2 different jacks. I'll show you that in a second. It also comes with this piece. I don't fly that much. I used to, but I do fly frequently. I flew last week, and I haven't seen an airplane that has this in a long time. Maybe I'm not looking in the right place, but they still pack these so that airplanes must have them, but I've yet to use them. I typically will just use the 1/8 inch jack, but it comes with 2 sets of connecting plugs, and I'll show you that in a second. This is the first one that it comes with, and this is about 2 feet long, and this is designed to go right into your iPhone or any Apple product, your iPad, whatever. That's basically what this is designed for. And this also has a volume control right built into this, up and down, just like any Apple headphone device would have. So that's that one. And then they give you another one, which I really like, which is, and these are nice cables, these aren't cheap cables, which is about a 10-foot cable with the appropriate 1/8 inch jacks on the end. Now, I'm going to tell you right off the bat, these are 2 different jacks, and the same thing for the other wire that's here. They're 2 different jacks. Why? Because your Apple products take a different type of phone plug, if you will, than this device does. So what I'm saying is the headset, the Blue headset, takes a different type of 1/8 inch plug. So don't try to plug this into your output jack because it won't work. So the thinner one, which you will see, and it's on a long stick compared to the other one, which looks normal, is the one that goes inside the headset. And that literally just plugs in right there. So that is that. You'll hear it click, and pretty much that's all there is to it. So this will go into your iPhone, your iPad, whatever you want. Now, here's the thing that I like. On the side, there is a three-button, three-position on and off switch. Now, off, it says off, and then it has position 1, and it has, actually, I'm going to read what it says to you here. It says on. And then the next one is plus. So why those three? Well, let me give you a little background. As I mentioned earlier, these come with an audiophile amp and audiophile drivers built into the headsets, which really give it extreme high quality and high fidelity. No question about it. What you have to do with these headsets to use them in the amplified mode is to charge them up. Okay? So right here on the side, there's a port that you would use to charge it, and it comes with the charger, standard charger, and standard jack that goes inside this, and you're going to charge yourself for about 3 hours to 4 hours. They say that I think the battery life of this is something like 6 hours. I haven't tested them for 6 hours, but I'll take their word for it. Now, once these are charged up, you're able to turn this on and into the plus mode. What I like about the headset is when it's in the off mode, and let's say your battery's dead and you're flying, this will still work, and it works quite well. And you'll use the device, like your iPod, your iPad, your iPhone, whatever, to increase and decrease the volume. You can always do that in any mode. However, when you go into the on mode, you're going to need the juice, which you've charged up the batteries in here, to make those amplifiers work. And wow, do they work. When it's on the first mode, which is on, the fidelity, no matter what mode it's in, is impeccable, but the volume increases almost twice, almost 2 times the value from off, which means obviously that the amplifiers are kicking in and pushing out the sound. And that will give you better fidelity, but at a price, because it also significantly increases the volume, which means if this is loud to begin with, if you've adjusted this loud to begin with and you're in the off mode and you turn it on the on mode, it's gonna blow your ears out. I mean, it is loud. So what they advise to do very nonchalantly is to adjust it for the maximum level in the off position that you can stand, and then I back off a little bit and use that, and then I turn it on. Or you just turn it in the on mode and adjust the volume accordingly. The other thing that you can do, and I know it's a question, is can you use this if you don't have an iPhone, can you use it on your iPod or iPad? Absolutely yes. And this has the volume control built right into it, so that's handy. If you want a longer cord, you're going to have to use this one. Now, the thing that I also find very fascinating is if you turn it on the plus side, it significantly increases the bass response. So if you're listening to reggae or some jazz that has a lot of bass in it, you would want to listen on the plus side. And what's nice is you have the ability to fine tune it based on the plus or the on denotation based on what it is that you like. This is what they look like on, and I am pretty much soundproofed. When these are on and you've adjusted the compression on your ears, you really can hear very little outside. If the compression's not tight, you'll hear a little bit better because it's not clamping your ears, but it makes a very solid connection with your ears, which obviously will then allow you to hear pure fidelity. When I evaluate a headset, I try to listen to 3 different types of music. Classical, I'll listen to Steely Dan because it's jazzy and it has a lot of instrumentation, a lot of vocals, and I will listen to someone called Joe Williams. If you don't know who Joe Williams was, I'm going to tell you. Joe Williams was the lead singer with a band called Count Basie. And Joe Williams had that just amazing voice that just everybody wishes they had. And he was such a good singer, and the quality of the band behind him was so good that I just love listening to his voice and the fidelity. So those are the 3 standards that I use. Now, my standards aren't necessarily your standards, but the reason I pick classical is because there's a lot of different instruments going on that you typically wouldn't hear on a rock and roll or on a radio. And a headset will basically give you the ability to listen to the fidelity of a concert recording. So classical will force you to listen to the very small nuances within the sound. That's why I use a classical piece to listen to when I evaluate a headset. Steely Dan, as I mentioned, is jazzy. I happen to like the band, and they have all kinds of instrumentation. You can pick whoever you want, and Joe Williams is basically a blues singer, which I love, and standards, he sings standards, and I'm familiar with his work, his material. I know his voice, and I use that as one of my standards. So if I'm looking at 3 or 4 headsets, I'll use the same types of songs to evaluate them all. What I will tell you is this is the first headset that I have ever used where I've actually heard parts of the song instrumentation that I never knew were there. And I was shocked. I was absolutely shocked. I had this on the music setting. I didn't even go to the on setting. I didn't even have it on the plus setting. And I was listening to a couple tracks on Steely Dan, and I've heard these songs a million times, and I've actually had the pleasure of listening to Steely Dan probably 15, 20 times in concert, and they still tour now and then. So if you ever get a chance to see them, I don't care what kind of music you're into, they are great. So in any event, as I was listening to it in these headsets, it was the first time that I ever heard there was a little guitar lick in there that I never heard it until I had these headphones on. So needless to say, the quality, the fidelity is phenomenal, and I really, really like these headphones. They are a tad heavy, but it's a sacrifice because the quality that it renders is worth it. And after a few minutes, I don't know they're on, as is the case with most headsets. They're not that heavy. The ability for you to adjust the head cones and the compression in the back really makes it a very nice ergonomically designed headset. The functionality with the built-in audio amp, audiophile amp, and the audiophile drivers definitely enhance the sound, and it's kind of a new, bright experience. So I definitely love these headsets. Now, the only problem that I have with them is how much do they cost? I'm just picking Amazon randomly. They list for $350, and Amazon sells them for $349.98. So let me repeat that. They list for $349.99, and Amazon is selling them at 1 cent below dealer pricing. So you may find them cheaper elsewhere. On occasion, you'll find these roughly for $175. Some companies run these as promos to get you to look at their ads and things, and that's actually how I got them. And I tried them out. I had a 30-day, no questions asked return policy, and I thought for that price I'd be returning them, but I wanted to review them. I wanted to listen to them. But I have to tell you, I really liked them. So that will wrap it up today for the Gadget Professor. I hope you enjoyed the show. I'll see everybody next week. So long from the Gadget Professor.
The Gadget Professor is produced by Don Bain, Multimedia Communications, LLC. If you would like your product reviewed on The Gadget Professor or would like to appear on The Gadget Professor, contact us via email at thegadgetprofessor@gmail.com. The opinions expressed on the program by the host, guests, call-in listeners, or chatters are solely the opinions of the original source who expressed them. And thank you for watching The Gadget Professor.